The family is the first community we experience in life. It is intended to be a place of safety, love, and support, a foundation upon which our identity, confidence, and sense of purpose are built. Within this environment, seeds of greatness are planted, and our unique talents, values, and dreams are nurtured into existence. However, when a family becomes toxic, it deviates from this purpose. Instead of being a sanctuary, it can become a battleground where emotional wounds are inflicted, self-worth is diminished, and dreams are suffocated. Toxicity in a family can manifest in many ways through constant criticism, manipulation, neglect, or abuse. Over time, this environment can distort a person's view of themselves and the world, leaving them questioning their value and potential. But it is essential to remember that this is not what family was meant to be. Just as a garden thrives when it is tended with care, love, and attention, so too does a person flourish when the family is a source of encouragement and support. If your family environment has become harmful, it is not a reflection of your worth, nor is it an indication that you are doomed to live a life of struggle. The dysfunction lies in the system, not in you. Recognizing that the family's role is to nurture is the first step toward reclaiming the vision of what a healthy and supportive environment should look like. When we understand this truth, we can begin to seek the love, encouragement, and guidance that may have been missing, whether through chosen family, friendships, or other positive influences. Family is supposed to give you roots to grow and wings to soar, not chains to hold you down. That where you come from might shape your beginning, but it does not define where you are going. Too often, people feel trapped by the circumstances of their upbringing, as if the dysfunction or limitations of their family are a permanent sentence. But let me tell you this, your past is merely the starting chapter of your story, not its conclusion. You may have been born into an environment of chaos, pain, or lack, but that does not mean you are destined to remain there. The fact that you were planted in hard soil does not mean you cannot grow into something beautiful and powerful. Greatness is not determined by where you begin, but by the decisions you make and the actions you take to move forward. Think about a river. It may start as a tiny stream trickling through rocky terrain and uneven paths, but over time it carves its way into valleys and canyons, becoming a force of nature. Your life can follow the same path. You may have to navigate challenges, but with perseverance, you can carve out a destiny that is far greater than your origin might suggest. It's important to understand that no matter what was spoken over you, words of doubt, fear, or even condemnation, those words do not have to shape your future. Your worth is not defined by anyone's opinion or by the dysfunction you were born into. You were created with a unique purpose, and no toxic environment can erase that truth. You have the power to rewrite the narrative of your life. Breaking free from the limitations of your origin requires courage and clarity. It means refusing to be chained to the beliefs or patterns that were handed down to you. It means choosing to see yourself not as a victim of your circumstances, but as a creator of your future. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, and some of the most resilient and impactful people in history emerged from difficult beginnings. They refuse to let their origins determine their destinies, and so can you. Your past may have shaped your journey, but your destiny is shaped by your choices. Decide today that you will rise above and walk boldly into the life you were meant to live. That freedom is a precious gift, but it is not something that happens by chance. It must be actively pursued and protected. Many people find themselves trapped in toxic family dynamics because they believe that love and loyalty mean tolerating mistreatment. But the truth is, love without boundaries often leads to harm, and loyalty without wisdom can destroy your well-being. Setting boundaries is not an act of rebellion or selfishness. It is an act of self-respect and clarity. Boundaries define what is acceptable in your life and what is not. They are a declaration of your worth and a commitment to living in alignment with your values and purpose. Without boundaries, toxic behavior is given unlimited access to your heart, mind, and spirit, leaving you drained, hurt, and diminished. Let me be clear. Setting boundaries does not mean you stop loving your family. It does not mean you abandon your responsibilities. It simply means that you refuse to allow that toxicity to control your life or dictate your choices. Boundaries are about creating space for your emotional and mental health to thrive. They are a shield, not a sword, a way to protect yourself without attacking others. Consider this, even the most fertile soil cannot produce a harvest if it is overrun by weeds. Similarly, your potential cannot flourish if it is constantly choked by negativity, manipulation, or abuse. Boundaries are the tools you use to clear those weeds. They allow you to focus on growth, healing, and building the life you deserve. Establishing boundaries can be challenging, especially with family. You may face resistance, guilt, or even accusations of being cold or ungrateful. But remember, those who truly love and respect you will eventually understand your need for space and healing. And those who do not may never have had your best interests at heart. Freedom begins when you stop giving others the power to dictate your emotions, decisions, and self-worth. It begins when you recognize that you are not responsible for fixing or saving anyone, especially at the cost of your own well-being. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It is about creating a safe space for yourself so you can grow into the person you are meant to be. Take heart, for the journey of setting boundaries is a courageous one, and its rewards are immeasurable. It allows you to step out of toxicity and into a life of peace, purpose, and freedom. You were created to live fully, not to exist as a prisoner to unhealthy dynamics. Choose freedom. And let your boundaries be the foundation upon which you build a life of joy and fulfillment. That one of the greatest misconceptions we carry is the belief that love requires us to tolerate pain, accept abuse, or endure harm indefinitely. Many people in toxic family environments feel trapped because they confuse sacrifice with suffering and loyalty with silence. But let me tell you, genuine love is never meant to destroy. It is meant to heal, uplift, and protect. Love, in its truest form, is not an obligation to endure mistreatment. It does not demand that you sacrifice your emotional or mental health to keep someone else comfortable in their dysfunction. Love does not mean erasing yourself so others can dominate you. Love instead is mutual respect, care, and a commitment to the growth and well-being of all involved. If you find yourself in a toxic family dynamic where love is used as an excuse for control, manipulation, or abuse, it's time to redefine what love truly means. Real love seeks the best for you. It does not crush your spirit. Real love challenges toxicity, not enables it. Walking away from harmful behavior does not mean you stop loving someone. In fact, it can be one of the most loving acts you can undertake. By stepping back, you give yourself the chance to heal and grow. You also create an opportunity for the other person to confront their actions and perhaps choose change. Love that endures harm without accountability often enables dysfunction to persist. Understand this, your love for your family does not require you to destroy yourself. You can still care for them, pray for them, and hope for their growth without allowing their toxicity to consume you. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect. And if respect is absent, love cannot thrive. Some may try to guilt you, saying that if you truly love them, you would stay, endure, or forgive endlessly. But forgiveness does not mean reconciliation without change. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from bitterness, not inviting more harm into your life. When you stand up for yourself and set boundaries, you are not rejecting love, you are redefining it in a way that aligns with truth and health. Love flourishes in an environment of honesty, respect, and safety. If those elements are missing, what you are dealing with is not love but control or fear disguised as love. That remember, you were created to live a life of purpose and abundance. To love someone does not mean allowing their behavior to crush that purpose. It is possible to love people deeply while still choosing to prioritize your own well-being. Love yourself enough to step away from harm and love others enough to let them face the consequences of their actions. True love sets you free. It never chains you to pain. In life, many of us carry burdens we were never meant to bear. These weights often come in the form of bitterness, the need for approval, or the unyielding desire for validation from those who cannot give it. These things weigh us down, holding us back from the freedom, joy, and potential that await us. Letting go of these unnecessary weights is not only liberating, it is essential for your journey forward. Bitterness is one of the heaviest burdens you can carry. When you hold on to resentment, it does not harm the person who hurt you, it harms you. Bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It consumes your energy, it clouds your vision, and keeps you tethered to the pain of the past. Letting go of bitterness is not about excusing what was done to you. It is about refusing to allow it to control your present and your future. Then there is the need for approval. Many of us strive tirelessly to win the affirmation of others, especially from family members who may have never acknowledged our worth. We seek their validation, hoping that if we achieve enough, change enough, or prove ourselves enough, they will finally see us. But here's the truth. Your value does not depend on someone else's recognition. You were born with worth, and no amount of approval or lack thereof can add to or take away from it. Similarly, the pursuit of validation can trap us in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. Validation from others is fleeting, and if you rely on it to define your identity, you will always be at their mercy. True freedom comes when you realize that the only validation you truly need is the one that comes from within, from knowing who you are and embracing your purpose. That letting go of these weights requires courage, but it also requires trust. Trust that you are enough even if others fail to see it. Trust that your worth is not diminished by rejection or criticism. Trust that when you release these burdens, you create space for the things that truly matter: joy, peace, and purpose. Imagine trying to run a race while carrying a heavy backpack. Every step feels like a struggle, and the finish line seems impossibly far. But the moment you lay that backpack down, your stride becomes lighter, your pace quickens, and the path ahead becomes clear. That is what happens when you let go of unnecessary weights. Your journey forward requires freedom, and freedom requires release. Lay down the bitterness, the need for approval, and the search for validation from others. You do not need to carry these burdens any longer. Let them go and watch as your life opens up to new possibilities, unshackled and full of potential. That the way you think shapes the life you live. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, interpret your circumstances, and make decisions. It's the difference between being a victim of your past and becoming a victor over it. If you believe you are stuck, you will remain stuck. But if you believe you are capable of change, you will create that change. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be your greatest barrier if you allow negativity, fear, and self-doubt to take root. Toxic family environments often plant seeds of insecurity, shame, and unworthiness, telling you that you're not enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're destined to repeat the same cycles. But let me tell you, those are lies. Your future is not dictated by what others have said about you. It is determined by what you choose to believe about yourself. Think about it. Every great achievement in history began as a thought. Someone believed in the possibility of something greater, and that belief became the foundation for action. Similarly, every person who has risen above difficult circumstances started with a shift in mindset. They refused to let their past define them and instead chose to focus on their potential. Changing your mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the challenges while also recognizing your power to overcome them. It means choosing to focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses, on solutions rather than problems, and on opportunities rather than obstacles. To transform your mindset, you must guard what you allow into your mind. Be mindful of the voices you listen to, whether they come from others, from media, or even from within yourself. Surround yourself with people and messages that inspire growth, encourage resilience, and remind you of your worth. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations of truth. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, with kindness, encouragement, and belief in your potential. Your thoughts are like seeds and your mind is the soil. Whatever you plant and nurture will grow. If you plant doubt and fear, they will take over. But if you plant hope, determination, and vision, your life will begin to flourish. The choice is yours. Understand that your mindset doesn't change overnight. It's a process. But every step you take to shift your thinking is a step toward freedom. As you renew your mind, you will begin to see possibilities where there were once only barriers. You will find strength where there was once only struggle. And most importantly, you will realize that your destiny is not confined by your past, but expanded by your belief in what is possible. Change your thoughts and you will change your life. Your mindset is the key to unlocking your destiny, and that destiny is far greater than anything you can imagine. Believe in it and walk boldly toward it. The people and environments you allow into your life have a profound impact on your journey. If you're coming from a toxic family dynamic, you've already experienced how negativity can drain your energy, limit your potential, and cloud your sense of self-worth. But just as negativity can hold you back, positivity has the power to propel you forward. The key is to be intentional about the voices and influences you choose to surround yourself with. Imagine your life as a garden. What you plant and nurture will determine what grows. If you constantly allow weeds of criticism, doubt, and discouragement to invade, they will choke out the possibility of growth. But when you surround yourself with uplifting influences, people who encourage you, inspire you, and believe in you, you create an environment where your potential can thrive. Start by evaluating your relationships. Are the people in your life building you up or tearing you down? Are they helping you move forward or keeping you stuck in the past? This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off, but it does mean you need to prioritize those who bring light into your life. Look for individuals who challenge you to grow, celebrate your successes, and walk alongside you in times of struggle. Positivity isn't just about relationships, it's also about the messages you consume. What are you feeding your mind and soul? If you're constantly exposed to negativity, whether through conversations, media, or even your own thoughts, it's time to make a change. Seek out books, podcasts, music, and other content that inspires hope and encourages growth. Fill your mind with stories of resilience, courage, and transformation, reminding yourself of what is possible. Positivity also comes from creating an environment that nurtures your well-being. This might mean decluttering your physical space, finding quiet moments to reflect, or engaging in activities that bring you joy. A positive environment is one where you feel safe, supported, and energized both physically and emotionally. That surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. Life will always have its difficulties, but the people and influences you allow in can either help you face those challenges with strength or amplify their weight. Positivity equips you with the resilience and optimism needed to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. As you make these changes, you may find that your circle grows smaller, and that's okay. Quality is far more important than quantity when it comes to relationships and influences. One encouraging voice can outweigh a crowd of critics. Remember, you are not meant to walk this journey alone. Surround yourself with people and messages that remind you of your worth, reinforce your vision, and cheer you on as you pursue your purpose. With positivity in your corner, you will find the strength to overcome obstacles, the clarity to see your path, and the courage to embrace the future you deserve. Growth is not a smooth, easy process. It's a journey filled with challenges, discomfort, and sometimes even pain. Yet it's through this very discomfort that we develop resilience, strength, and character. So many people avoid discomfort because it feels uncomfortable, but they fail to realize that it is in these moments of challenge that the most profound transformation occurs. When you decide to break free from the chains of a toxic family, you are stepping into the unknown, and that can be uncomfortable. You may face feelings of guilt, fear, or loneliness. You might question whether you're making the right choice, especially when things feel uncertain or painful. But it's crucial to understand that discomfort is not a sign that you're on the wrong path, it's a sign that you're on the right one. Think about the process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. The caterpillar must endure the discomfort of its cocoon, a process that is both physically and emotionally taxing. However, that discomfort is necessary for its metamorphosis. Without it, the butterfly could never emerge vibrant and free. Similarly, your journey of breaking free from toxicity and moving into your potential will require moments of discomfort. But those moments are part of your personal transformation. That discomfort is a signal of growth, not failure. When you feel stretched, tested, or challenged, it is often a sign that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone and into new territory. And it is in this space of discomfort that you learn to overcome your fears, to trust your inner strength, and to take ownership of your future. Growth doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens when you face obstacles, when you're forced to confront your past, and when you step out of your comfort zone into unfamiliar territory. Whether it's setting boundaries, walking away from toxic relationships, or breaking free from old patterns of thinking, each moment of discomfort is a chance for you to become a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. The truth is, staying in your comfort zone may feel safe, but it also keeps you stuck. It is only through discomfort and challenge that you uncover your true potential. You are not meant to live in fear or remain in toxic situations. You are meant to grow, evolve, and become the person you were always meant to be. When you encounter discomfort, don't run from it. Instead, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this helping me grow? Embrace the discomfort as part of your journey, knowing that it is a sign of progress. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit, preparing you for the greatness ahead. Remember, growth is not the absence of pain, but the ability to endure it and use it as fuel for your transformation. Embrace the discomfort because it means you are one step closer to becoming the person you were created to be. You are not defined by your discomfort, you are defined by how you rise above it. Many people expect healing to be an instantaneous process, something that happens once they make the decision to break free from toxic family dynamics or painful experiences. But healing, true healing, is a journey, a continuous process that requires patience, perseverance, and grace. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen all at once. It is a series of steps, some small, some large, but all moving you toward a healthier, more balanced life. Healing isn't linear. There will be days when you feel like you've made significant progress, and then there will be moments when it feels like you've taken 2 steps back. This is normal. It's easy to become frustrated or discouraged when you feel like the pain or the scars of your past still linger. But understand that these setbacks are not signs of failure, they are simply part of the journey. The most important thing is that you keep moving forward even when the path feels unclear or uncertain. The healing process involves more than just fixing the outward issues. It's about healing from the inside out. It's about repairing your broken trust, mending your self-esteem, and reestablishing a connection with your true self. It means acknowledging the wounds of your past, feeling the pain, but not allowing that pain to define you. It means learning to let go of the negative beliefs and toxic messages that have shaped your identity and replacing them with truths that empower you. One of the most crucial aspects of healing is learning to be kind to yourself. Many of us carry around shame, guilt, or regret from our past. We believe we should be further along or better by now, and when we don't meet our own expectations, we become discouraged. But healing requires self-compassion. It's important to forgive yourself for the things you've been through and the choices you've made, knowing that those things don't define your future. You are allowed to grow, to stumble, and to get back up again. Healing is about progress, not perfection. Another critical part of healing is understanding that it takes time. You cannot rush the process, and there will be no perfect moment when everything is fixed. Healing happens in layers, and it often requires a combination of emotional work, personal growth, and sometimes even seeking support through therapy or community. It's about accepting where you are in the moment and understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to wholeness. Healing also involves learning how to trust again. After being hurt, especially by family, it can be difficult to trust others or even yourself. But trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship with yourself and with others. Rebuilding trust with yourself means honoring your feelings, your boundaries, and your needs. It also means accepting that you are worthy of love, peace, and happiness. That ultimately healing is about reclaiming your life. It's about rediscovering your identity beyond the pain, beyond the toxic dynamics, and beyond the labels that were placed upon you. As you heal, you begin to see yourself as strong, capable, and whole. You reconnect with your purpose and find a deeper sense of peace and joy, even in the midst of challenges. The journey of healing will take time, and it may require more patience and persistence than you expect. But every step you take is one toward freedom, towards a life where you are no longer defined by your wounds, but by your strength to overcome them. So don't rush it. Honor the process and know that you are becoming the person you were always meant to be: whole, healed, and free. Healing may take time, but with each day you are moving closer to your destiny. As you continue on your healing journey, remember that progress doesn't always look like what you expect. There may be moments when you feel overwhelmed by the emotions that surface, or times when the weight of your past feels heavier than you can bear. But these moments are not setbacks, they are invitations to go deeper, to heal more fully. Sometimes healing requires revisiting old wounds, not to relieve the pain, but to release the hold they have on you. This process is not about staying in the past. It's about letting go of its grip so that you can move forward with a sense of peace and purpose. Throughout this journey, it's important to celebrate the small victories. Healing doesn't always come with grand gestures or immediate breakthroughs. Sometimes it's the simple acts of taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, speaking your truth, or showing kindness to yourself that mark the most important progress. Each time you choose self-compassion over self-criticism, or each time you take a step toward reclaiming your power, you are healing. In the midst of healing, you may also come to understand that forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongs done to you. It's about releasing the hold that resentment and anger have over your heart. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not the person who hurt you. It allows you to free yourself from the burden of carrying that emotional weight and to move forward with more peace. This doesn't mean you have to forget the pain or the hurt, but it means you choose not to let it control your future. You choose freedom over being tethered to the past. And while healing is an individual process, it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. You don't have to carry the burden of your healing journey in isolation. Seeking help through therapy, spiritual guidance, or trusted friends can provide invaluable support. Don't be afraid to lean on others when the weight of healing feels too heavy to bear on your own. Sometimes sharing your journey with others who understand can help you feel less alone and remind you that healing is possible. Another key aspect of healing is redefining your story. For so long, your story may have been shaped by the narratives that others impose on you, those of inadequacy, that will hurt, function, or hurt. But as you heal, you have the opportunity to rewrite your narrative. You can choose to see your story not as one of victimhood, but as one of resilience, strength, and overcoming. You are no longer bound by the pain of your past. Instead, you are defined by the courage it took to heal and move forward. As you embrace this new chapter, you will begin to see that healing is not about erasing the past, it's about transforming it. The pain and challenges you faced have not broken you, they have shaped you into someone wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Your scars are not a sign of weakness, they are a testament to your strength, your journey, and your ability to rise after every fall. In time, as you continue to heal, you will find that your past no longer defines you. You will no longer be bound by the toxic patterns, the hurtful words, or the limitations imposed upon you. Instead, you will stand in your power, knowing that you have overcome the darkest chapters and have emerged stronger, wiser, and more whole. Healing is a journey that will continue to unfold, but with each step, you are becoming more aligned with your true self, free from the chains of the past, free from the weight of toxic family dynamics, and free to create the life you were always meant to live. Keep moving forward, keep on the process, and remember that you are worthy of healing, of love, and of the life that awaits you. Your journey is not over, it is just beginning. As you continue on your journey of healing, it's important to recognize that healing doesn't just impact your emotional state, it transforms every aspect of your life. It affects how you relate to others, how you see yourself, and how you engage with the world around you. As you break free from toxic patterns, you will start to notice changes not only in your inner world, but also in your outer circumstances. Healing is a ripple effect that spreads across all areas of your life. One of the most profound changes that healing brings is the ability to establish healthier relationships. When you heal, you begin to understand yourself better, your needs, your boundaries, your values. You learn to recognize the kind of love and support you truly deserve and begin to surround yourself with people who honor and respect those boundaries. You stop settling for relationships that drain you or diminish your worth, and instead you attract people who uplift and encourage you. Healing gives you the courage to say no to toxicity and yes to relationships that bring out the best in you. Through this process, you also begin to cultivate a deeper sense of self-love. When you've been in a toxic family dynamic, it's easy to lose sight of your own worth. You may have internalized negative messages about yourself and come to believe that you are undeserving of love, success, or happiness. But as you heal, you start to remember who you truly are. You begin to see yourself not as a product of your past, but as a unique, valuable individual with limitless potential. This self-love doesn't mean perfection. It means acceptance, accepting your flaws, your past, and your journey, while also acknowledging your inherent worth and potential. As you heal, you also develop greater emotional intelligence. You begin to understand your emotions better and in more control over how you respond to challenges and setbacks. Instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with your growth and values. This emotional awareness allows you to break free from cycles of anger, fear, and self-sabotage, enabling you to move through life with a sense of calm and clarity. You no longer let the emotions from your past dictate your present or your future. Instead, you learn to navigate your feelings with wisdom and balance. Another key aspect of healing is embracing forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. For so long, you may have carried the burden of guilt and shame, believing that somehow you were to blame for the toxicity around you or that you were unworthy of forgiveness. But healing means releasing this burden. It means understanding that you are not responsible for the toxic behavior of others, and you are not defined by the mistakes of your past. When you forgive yourself, you free your heart from the weight of self-condemnation and open the door to healing and growth. You learn to treat yourself with the same kindness, compassion, and grace that you offer to others. Healing also brings a shift in your perspective on life itself. As you shed the layers of pain and trauma, you begin to see life as an opportunity, not a burden. You start to understand that every experience, good or bad, has a lesson, and each lesson is an opportunity to grow. Instead of being weighed down by the weight of your past, you view life through the lens of possibility. You recognize that your past does not dictate your future, and the future is wide open, filled with endless opportunities for growth, joy, and success. You are no longer trapped in the past. You are free to create a future that is aligned with your true self. As you move further along your healing journey, you will also begin to embrace your purpose with clarity and confidence. When you heal, you remove the emotional and mental obstacles that have kept you from pursuing your passions, your goals, and your true calling. The weight of doubt, fear, and insecurity lifts, and you begin to step boldly into the life you were always meant to live. No longer held back by the limiting beliefs of your past, you begin to chase your dreams with unwavering faith and determination. Healing brings clarity and direction. It reveals the truth of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. You will no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as a powerful creator of your own life. With every step of healing, you become more aligned with your purpose, more aware of your strengths, and more committed to fulfilling the potential that has always been inside you. As you heal, you also begin to reclaim your joy. Toxic family dynamics can often rob you of your happiness, leaving you feeling stuck, empty, or disconnected. But as you release the pain of your past, you make room for joy to return. You begin to find pleasure in the small things, sunsets, laughter, meaningful conversations, and you learn to appreciate the beauty of life even in its simplest moments. Joy becomes your natural state, and you begin to radiate positivity and peace. And finally, healing empowers you to serve others. As you heal and grow, you become a living testament to what's possible. Your journey inspires those around you, and you find yourself in a position to help others who are also struggling to break free from toxic patterns. Your story of overcoming, of healing, and of transformation becomes a beacon of hope for others who are walking a similar path. By sharing your experiences, offering support, and living authentically, you become part of the healing process for others. The journey of healing is ongoing, but with each step, you become more whole, more aligned with your true self, and more connected to your purpose. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. You are not a prisoner of your history. You are the architect of your future. And as you continue this journey, remember that every moment of growth, every step of healing brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Keep walking this path with courage, knowing that you are worthy of the life, the love, and the freedom that is waiting for you. As you continue deeper into your healing journey, you'll begin to realize that healing is not just about dealing with the emotional scars left by toxic family dynamics. It's also about reprogramming the mind, rediscovering your values, and redefining your relationship with yourself and others. The journey is a continuous process of self-awareness, self-discovery, and self-empowerment, where each layer peeled away reveals a new layer of strength, purpose, and resilience. A key part of healing is shedding the old identities you've held onto for so long. For many, growing up in a toxic family environment means adopting roles and beliefs that don't align with your true self. Maybe you've always seen yourself as the fixer, the peacemaker, or perhaps you've taken on the burden of guilt, shame, or responsibility for things that were never yours to carry. As you heal, you begin to uncover who you truly are beyond the roles and labels that were imposed upon you. You start to embrace your authenticity, knowing that you are worthy of living a life that reflects your true essence, not the dysfunctional dynamics of your past. Let go of the false belief that your worth is defined by your ability to please others or fulfill their needs. Healing requires that you break free from the toxic patterns that have kept you small. You must unlearn the old behaviors that have held you hostage, behaviors like people-pleasing, self-sacrifice, or suppressing your own needs for the sake of others' comfort. Healing is about reasserting your boundaries, honoring your feelings, and prioritizing your needs. As you shed these outdated ways of thinking and being, you make room for a more authentic, empowered version of yourself to emerge. Furthermore, healing is an act of reclaiming your voice. When you come from a toxic family, your voice may have been stifled, ignored, or belittled. You may have been taught not to express your true feelings, your opinions, or your desires. As you heal, you start to speak your truth without fear of judgment or rejection. You learn to communicate authentically and assertively, not to control or manipulate, but to ensure that your needs are heard, respected, and met. Your voice becomes your greatest tool for expressing your value, setting boundaries, and building healthy relationships. In doing so, you also learn to listen to yourself and to others in a way that nurtures connection rather than division. It's essential to understand that healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It doesn't mean pretending the pain never existed or that the wounds have magically disappeared. Healing is about learning to live with the scars, acknowledging them as part of your story, and allowing them to guide you, not define you. Your scars are not signs of weakness, they are proof of your survival. They are the markers of battles you've fought, lessons you've learned, and strength you've gained. Healing is not about erasing the past, but integrating it into who you are becoming, using it as a springboard for future growth and transformation. In the process of healing, you also reconnect with your innate sense of self-worth. For many, toxic families breed an environment where self-worth is conditional, dependent on meeting others' expectations, gaining approval, or avoiding conflict. But healing teaches you that your worth is inherent. You are valuable not because of what you do, but because of who you are. This realization is liberating because it frees you from the need for external validation. You begin to see yourself as enough just as you are. This shift in self-perception allows you to live with greater confidence and courage, knowing that you don't need to seek approval or fit into someone else's mold to feel worthy. As your healing continues, you'll also notice a shift in your ability to manage stress, anxiety, and fear. Growing up in a toxic environment often leaves emotional scars that manifest as chronic stress, anxiety, or even a sense of dread about the future. Healing helps you recognize that these emotions, while valid, do not need to control your life. You begin to develop healthier coping mechanisms, tools like mindfulness, meditation, prayer, or exercise that help you manage these emotions in a way that doesn't overwhelm you. Healing brings you a greater sense of emotional balance, and you start to understand that you are not at the mercy of your emotions, but in charge of how you respond to them. Equally important is the role of self-discipline in healing. While healing is rooted in love and compassion, it also requires commitment and action. You must actively choose to heal. This means making choices that support your growth, even when those choices are hard. It might mean taking time for yourself when the demands of others feel overwhelming, saying no when you feel pressured, or confronting uncomfortable truths about your past. Healing requires you to take ownership of your life and make decisions that align with your highest good. This self-discipline is not about punishing yourself, but about honoring the journey you're on and ensuring that each step you take leads you closer to the person you're becoming. Healing also means reimagining your future. When you're bound by the wounds of your past, it's easy to feel as though your future is already predetermined, shaped by the dysfunction you've experienced. But healing allows you to see that your future is not set in stone, it is fluid, adaptable, and full of potential. With each step you take, you begin to rewrite your narrative. You begin to take responsibility for your own happiness, success, and peace of mind. No longer confined by your family's dysfunction or the mistakes of the past, you realize that the future is to shape. Healing opens up endless possibilities, and you begin to step into the fullness of your potential. As you continue on this journey of healing, remember that you are worthy of every good thing that is waiting for you. You are deserving of peace, love, joy, and fulfillment, not because of anything you've done to earn it, but simply because you are. Healing may require you to confront difficult truths, to face the hurt that lies beneath the surface, and to challenge everything you once believed about yourself. But each time you do, you are releasing yourself from the grip of your past and stepping into a brighter, freer future. The healing journey is long and sometimes arduous, but it is also beautiful, transformative, and empowering. It is a journey of becoming not just who you want to be, but who you were always meant to be. You are not a product of your past. You are the creation of your choices, your growth, and your courage. And as you continue walking this path, know that you are not walking alone. You are walking with the strength, wisdom, and grace that come from healing. And with each step you take, you move closer to the vibrant, powerful, and free version of yourself that is waiting to emerge.